Los Angeles.
Sir, infrastructure's got to take a backseat to climate change and social justice and homeless abatement, which hasn't worked.
See, the lady who's responsible for filling the fire hydrants gets paid $750,000 a year.
Hey, your tax dollars going to good work there, everybody.
That's a lot of money.
You think?
That's sitcom
You
money.
think?
Not long before deadly wildfires broke out in Los Angeles, firefighters were sounding the alarm about major staffing shortfalls inside the city's fire department.
Fire department has warned of dire consequences, saying that they need more money, they need more firefighters, and they warned of this as recently as last month. At that commission meeting, you said, it's dire, someone will die.
It's eerie listening to your words because that's what occurred. So it's... Let me just take a minute. Sorry.
Fire Captain Freddie Escobar,
You're not supposed to make me cry.
35-year veteran of the Los Angeles Fire Department, wishes he'd been wrong.
I thought I'd share a pretty interesting clip with you. I know a lot of the world is kind of over the kind of what's going on in LA. The sad thing is most regular folks out there are going to have a really difficult time rebuilding. Insurance companies will, of course, do what insurance companies do. They will underpay, things like that. The rich will move in, buy a property from people too poor to be able to afford to fix their stuff. And it'll be a sad state. It's messed up. But Joe Rogan and Shane Gillis were having a little bit of talk about the fires, as well as a talk he had with Brian Callen that I thought was extremely insightful. And people are pretty upset about it. Also, the fact that Joe Rogan also perfectly predicted how all of this would happen should probably concern people as well. Let's get into this news. First, I want to share the shorter clip here where he's talking with Brian Callen about the individual who makes $750,000 a year and is in charge of water.
I know.
Isn't the chief of fire department a lesbian?
Now, hold
LA's
on. Let's not turn this
amazing.
into... Listen, here's the bottom line.
It's run amazing.
It's not about infrastructure. Infrastructure's got to take...
I won't sit here while you disparage the great people
Sir,
that are running Los Angeles.
Sir, infrastructure's got to take a backseat to climate change and social justice and homeless abatement, which has...
They're obviously making a joke about how, you know, people like Bill Burr are going out there and like rejecting reality and inserting their own in terms of what's really going on.
Doesn't work.
See, the lady who's responsible for filling the fire hydrants gets paid $750,000 a year.
Hey, your tax dollars going to good work there, everybody.
That's a lot of money.
You think?
That's sitcom
You
money.
think? I said
That's like I'm the star of a sitcom.
Oh, dude.
Not a star, but like you're the third person.
No,
on a sitcom.
that's a high wage, sir. $750,000
Oh, yeah.
for a city employer
for someone just like fill that one.
How the
Get the
aquifers?
waters.
How the aquifers today?
Get the water in that one.
I know.
You literally, your job is only to, keep the water going. By the way, I'll show you his prediction here too.
Insane.
Yeah, but I was evacuated 3 times when I lived there. I used to live in Bell Canyon, and it was fucking.
Wait, that's not the video. Here, Joe Rogan predicts. I accidentally closed it. Let's grab that one. Here it is. He portrayed the LA fires. Joe Rogan's eerie foreshadowing about the right wind sparking a fire that burns to the oceans feels chillingly ironic right now.
One day, he goes, it's just going to be.
I can't have the video.
I was filming Fear Factor. I talked to this guy who was a fire guy for the fire department. He said, it's just going to be a matter of time. There's going to be one day where a fire hits LA and the wind is the right way and we're not going to be able to stop it. It's just going to burn right through to the ocean. He goes, it's just a matter of time. We all know it. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I go, the whole city? He goes, the whole city.
I mean, that's exactly what happened.
I talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons it freaked me out.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the
It is eerie how well he predicted that. But here he is slamming the LA Department fire chief.
You need people that know how to solve problems.
Yeah. But also, you know,
You can't have some overweight lesbian that says that if you're trapped in the building, you already made a mistake. You already fucked up. You need me to carry you.
is that really what she said?
Yes, it is.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, I do. Let me hear it.
Jimmy, you could probably find it, right? If
Just
you can.
so you can outrage me and give me more energy.
I certainly have it in here. I know I can find it if you just give me a moment. It's just, I found it. No.
Ask you. I called.
It's so ridiculous.
It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire. Which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's helpful.
That is such a crazy way to look at it.
He got himself in the wrong place. You know, it is so wild to me that this is just like that woman is, by the way, she's still not fired. And then here we go. Joe Rogan Blast Left is saying that the wildfires in California have been caused by climate change.
This is climate change.
Borderline Jew. No,
I'm doing a New York thing. I'm doing a New York thing. Then I'm doing the Jew. But when I talk like this is a whiny liberal. It's fucking climate change. Wake up.
No, it's arson, you fucking idiots.
I think it's Mr. Beast. He's setting up a new video.
That's a strong accusation.
Bold.
No, just kidding.
But
They've been trying to get rid of the homeless for a while.
Bro, the homeless are doing it.
Well,
Yes,
they're flammable.
Everyone is. But they're more inclined to use fire to get their anger out.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, Huberman actually caught people lighting things on fire. He filmed it. He put it up on his Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. In the middle of the firestorm, people were lighting things on fire to contribute to the fire.
Wow.
You've
Yes,
got
they were.
losers.
Whoa.
You have 100,000 losers that are just camping on your street.
Correct.
What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen when the people with the houses are in jeopardy? What do you think is going to happen when these people that are living in $50 million houses and you're camping out a block away, which is exactly what's going on over there?
And the looting.
And the looting. Well, they looted people's houses.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's great? There is, I wonder if I have this video still. You know, the liberals are excusing the looting, by the way. Here is if I have it, you know, like white liberal women are a plague on this society, and you have them blaming capitalism for the looting, not the looters. Yeah, here, I got it right here. Pull that up, Jeremy. I don't have it, Jamie. It's just me.
I want to take a minute to talk about looting, because I think it's worth considering why people would run into an active fire to steal stuff, rather than fleeing the fire. And it seems like in the media coverage that I'm listening to that people think that people are just like greedy who want to be looting. And I'm just wondering if maybe these people have actually considered whether it is safer for them to run into a fire or to continue to exist within capitalism without access to resources. And after weighing the pros and cons, they concluded that the safer option is to run into the fire to steal stuff.
They're not running into the fire to steal stuff. They are stealing stuff. Some people allegedly are starting fires to loot.
Because you never see like Elon or Jeff or Mark running into a fire to steal stuff, because they don't have to run into a fire to steal stuff. They can just steal from their workers via wage theft. And that's legal within capitalism. So if we want people to stop looting, I'm wondering if maybe the solution isn't to have more police, but rather to have a system where people don't feel like it's a better option to run into a fire.
I mean, imagine being that galaxy-brained. By the way, back to these guys roasting them.
When they found out that places were getting evacuated, swarms of organized gangs were showing up. This lady said 100 guys showed up in front of this house, and she thought they were helping her neighbor move. They just broke down the door and started stealing TVs, stealing everything.
If the house burnt down, that's kind of an
if the house
Win-win.
burnt down. But what if the house doesn't burn down? You
know.
just stole all their shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you can't do that because
course
that's a
you
break.
can't.
Obviously,
I'm not actually defending
obviously.
it,
But I see their point too. If I was super poor,
Yeah.
If I was super poor and we were living in the fucking hood, and then someone came along and said, "Look, they're evacuating these fucking communities anyway, man. Fuck it, let's go get paid." Like, let's go get paid.
Yeah, the house is gonna burn down. They're gonna get insurance.
And if you live in LA and you get caught, they just let you go.
Yeah.
Right.
They just let you go.
And then didn't Biden say he's given full coverage for this one? How can that be? That's so much money.
It's the same thing as,
He also said
you literally can't do that. Like this is, I mean, why is it so obvious to anyone with 2 brain cells that you have a failed state, you have failed leadership, you have failed middle management, and you had a bad situation? Would this LA fire have happened anyway? It's possible. It's 100% possible. But I don't really know how you can argue for or against it. Or I'm sorry, how you could argue against the fact that diversity, equity, and inclusion and all this kind of stuff is exactly why it is as bad as it is. You know what I mean? Sure. Oh, here's a bonus, by the way. Joe Rogan catching Mark Zuckerberg in a lie. Check this out.
Yeah. Although my favorite is bow.
Oh, I can't because there's music. Mark Zuckerberg lied about bow hunting. So there's that. It'll be pretty interesting to me to kind of see all of this stuff shake out when it all comes to a head. But right now, as far as I can see, not one person has been fired. Not one person has stepped down. Not one person has taken responsibility. You've got Gavin Newsom like wildly gesticulating all around like a drug addict. Nobody knows what's going on, except they all know that it's definitely not from woke DEI policies. Seems awfully coincidental for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.